lifted Tacoma mods you can't live without, or at least I can't. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Pretty good here, and that's right. I'm going to tell you 2 lifted Tacoma mods that you can't live without. If you're thinking about lifting your Tacoma, then do yourself a favor and go ahead and figure these in as well. Now, I've had this truck now for over a year, about a year and 2 or 3 months, something like that. And I came to the realization that there are 2 mods that I've done to this truck that I use every time I take it out for a drive. Now, there are tons of other mods on this truck, of course, but some of them are visual, some of them are functional, and they don't certainly get used every time I touch the truck. Okay, let's kick it off with the first one, and this is going to be a little controversial, I think, for some. And of course, I'm talking about side steps. Now, side steps are important if you have a lifted truck because, of course, it's higher up in the air. Now, if you are vertically gifted, which I am not, I am 5'9.5". If you're about 6'2", 6'4", might not be as important to you. But when you lift the truck, of course, you're going to make it even higher. And I would argue that maybe even if you are vertically gifted, these will come in handy for you. Now, let's do a little demonstration here. You see, you walk up to the truck, and you can see where my knee is here, right? There's my knee. Check out that gam. There's my knee right there, and it is well below the sill plate or the entry point of the Tacoma, right? Now, I could walk up here. Let's get you a little better vantage here. I could walk up and I could step in. You know, I would do one of these numbers, you know. Now, if you're 20 years old, probably not a problem. But I'm not 20 years old. So you walk up here, you kind of straddle it like this, and then, if you don't have this second one, you kind of grab the steering wheel. I mean, look how cumbersome this is. You kind of grab the steering wheel, kind of hoist yourself up, use the armrest to kind of balance yourself once you get high enough to actually reach it, and finally, you're in the truck. Now, when it comes time to getting out, not so bad, but the only issue there is if you do it like that, which is how I would be doing it if I didn't have the steps, you slide over the seat. And I have leather seats, not cheap to replace. So eventually, you're gonna wear this down, right? And if you have cloth, it's even worse. You're gonna mat that thing down, it's gonna start to wear. If you're somebody who maybe carries things around in your pocket and forget to take them out, you might even tear that up or tear your leather. So definitely a must in my opinion. Now, the way I get in with the steps, of course, is I come over, I put my left foot on the step, and then I just step up and I'm in the truck, right? When I get out, I put my right foot on and I kind of step down just like that. Now I know everybody out there is probably saying, gee, this guy's showing me how to get in and out of my truck. Well, yeah, it's something to consider. If you don't have steps, or if you're newly in the market and you're thinking about lifting your Tacoma, these are little things to consider. Now, the next one is even more important, I think. Even if you don't have steps, it's a better way to get in and out of your truck to give yourself a point of stabilization. And I'm talking about the grab handle, the thing that Toyota got rid of years ago in their infinite wisdom, because they decided we didn't need it anymore. Actually, I think somebody might have had an accident and hit their head or something. Who knows? It's crazy because almost, if not, every other truck out there, except the Tundra, comes with a grab handle. Now, a little dramatization for you. This is how I get in the truck with the grab handle. You walk up, left foot on the step again, grab the grab handle, and hoist yourself in. A little bit of a bicep workout there too. You know, you kind of pull yourself as you get in. But how handy is that? Very, very convenient. When I get out, I grab the grab handle, just a place to put my hand. Otherwise, my arm's just flopping around out here somewhere, right? Don't be floppy. I grab the grab handle, step on the step, and I'm out. I mean, how simple is that? Now, without the grab handle, you've got to grab something when you get in, unless you just kind of dive into the truck, right? And who does that? So I would come up here, and I guess I would probably grab the steering wheel, grab it on the edge, do my same little step maneuver with my left leg there, and pull myself in like this. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, gee, that works. But the problem with that is I don't want to put the wear and tear on my steering wheel. You know, the steering wheel is kind of important. You kind of need that when you're driving down the road, right? So I don't want to put the wear on there, you know, the finish, wearing it off, because it's probably going to be in the same forward position every time you stop, right? So chances are, every time you get in and out, you're going to be grabbing that at the same point. I don't want to be doing that. The other thing is, how sturdy is the column in there? I mean, you would think since it's a steering wheel, it'd be pretty sturdy, right? But if you're one of those heftier guys, you're going to have a little weight when you're pulling in on that thing, right? I mean, I'm about 193, give or take, pounds, you know? But if you're 2 1/4, 250, you're going to put a lot of mass on that thing when you pull on it every day. Maybe multiple times a day, depending on what your job is and how often you get in and out of the truck. This is a definite must. You can't live without this. Now, where do you get these? Well, the Predator side steps, which is what these are, can be had all over the place. You can get them at Sparks Parts. Use discount code RobMotive for 5% off your order, or Amazon, anywhere. You can get them all over the place. However, the grab handle. I've got to mention the grab handle because I know there's a lot of controversy out there about that right now. And I'm not talking about the grab handle itself. I'm talking about the company that sells it, Supply. Now, you can get it through a distributor. I believe Tacoma Beast sells it, I think. You can order it through them, but it all comes from the same place, and that's KTJO, KJTO, something like that. They're the ones that bring it in. They don't make it. They're made in China. So they've had a bit of a supply problem. I'd call it growing pains because they're brand new. However, even so, I say that's worth it. You've got to have that. They are the only game in town. It's the only place you can get it, and it's well worth the hassle to do it. And speaking of hassle, I have a video up on the channel installing that. There's a little bit of an art to putting the bottom bolt in, or the top, depending on which one you start with. It's kind of tedious to get that sucker in there. Be patient, take your time. It will go in eventually. I did it, you can do it. Now, as far as the Predator side steps go, you know, again, these right down here on the bottom, there are threaded holes underneath the truck. They bolt right in. There's little plugs in them now. You got to pull the plug out. It's very simple. It's just one of those little plastic plugs to protect the threads, I guess. You just whip those out, stick it up there, bolt it on. I think there's, I don't know, 6 or 8 bolts, something like that. The bolts come with them. And that's all you have to do. Pretty darn easy. It helps to have a second hand to put those side steps on because they're a little cumbersome to balance. Personally, I used a bucket. Not a big deal. Would I recommend them both? Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, these are 2 lifted Tacoma mods that you cannot live without. I don't really care how tall you are. It just makes life easier. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know. Do you think I'm nuts? Are you too manly to put these things on your truck? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you're interested, I do have an additional channel. It is RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check it out. If you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.